Hey YouTube, welcome to my kitchen. Hey guys, I am back with my very first vlog series titled Kitchen Talk. As you see from the thumbnail, we're going to talk about how do I get a teacher job. That's right, people, it is officially spring, and this is the time that principals are being notified of teachers in the building who are not returning. So they may not be returning by choice or they have just decided to move on. Maybe they're going to move to Florida. Maybe they're going to move to the Bahamas. Maybe they won the lottery. I don't know, but they're not coming back, which is good for you because now you have an opportunity to get a teaching job. So I'm going to share with you 3 bona fide ways that worked for me on how you can land a teaching job. So, are you ready? Here we go. Tip number 1, this is especially important for all my brand new teachers. You know, those teachers who have only had, I was gonna say work study. You know those teachers that have only had student teaching or internship experience? Number 1, have your portfolio ready. That's right. To this day, when I decide that I am going to go to another school district, another state, or maybe just transfer schools in this district, the first thing I hear from people is, who do I know at that school so I can ask about her? But since you are a brand new teacher, you really don't have anyone to vouch for your experience except for maybe a college professor or somebody you worked with during your internship experience. So that's why it's really important that you have a solid portfolio. Now, when I went to school eons ago, I had a paper portfolio, and I had that with me wherever I went for interviews. So nowadays, I'm assuming that the portfolios are probably electronic, but whatever format, you need to have your portfolio, and it has to be able to demonstrate your teaching abilities, how you're going to handle your classroom management, how you're going to decorate your classroom to maximize student movement, student engagement, and how do you plan on keeping yourself up to date with the latest teaching strategies via professional development. So, tip number 1, make sure you have your portfolio perfecto. Tip number 2, how did I get my first teaching job? I emailed principals. So I did have my paper portfolio that I used for the interview, but how in the heck do you even get an interview? Because I did what other teachers did, right? You go to the websites of the human resources of the district and you apply for a job. But just like you applied for the job, probably hundreds of other teachers applied for your specific job too. And I swear, some of these applications go into a black hole. Black hole, black hole, black hole. You know, like they go somewhere and no one ever sees them. So what I did to get my first teaching job is I emailed principals. So I looked at the district or districts that I wanted to be in, and I started to select schools that I would be a good fit for. Now I'm gonna be honest, I'm a brand new teacher. I can't be picky. I can't go for the cream of the crop. I already know that's probably not going to be a school that's going to hire me. So I intentionally looked for schools that have high turnover rate because my goal is to get my foot in the door with the district. And then once you get your foot into the door, you get a job, then you can be a little picky about where you want to go. So I intentionally looked for schools in urban areas that had high turnover rate. And since I am biology/chemistry certified, I knew that science is a hot area and that if I really pursued principals in these certain schools for a science position, that I would likely have a job pretty soon, and that's what happened. So I just looked for the principal's name, I found their email, and I sent them a short email. One thing I learned when I was in school is that principals receive hundreds of emails a day, literally, so keep it short. So in the subject line, you put something catchy, science certified teacher looking for job, something like that. And then I sent an email, very short, that says, hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm biology certified. I am looking for a position and I think I'll be a great fit for your school. Something short and sweet like that. I also attached a copy of my certificate, and I attached a copy of my resume. One thing that I heard from a principal that they said they liked after I got a job is that I attached a copy of my certificate, because they said you don't know how many people will come to them looking for a job and don't even have their paperwork together. Like, their credentials are not where it's supposed to be. So, number 2, email the principal directly. Keep it short, sweet. Attach your certificate so that they know if they called you tomorrow that you will be able to work the very next day, and a copy of your resume. Number 3, how did I get a teaching job? This really helped me, especially when I got a teaching job in Kentucky, and at the time I lived in Maryland. How in the heck did I get a job so far away? Well, let me tell you how. I had a family member in Kentucky. My sister, my twin sister, she lived in Kentucky, or she lives in Kentucky. So I went to her naturally and said, I want to move down. Tell me, how do I get a job with the district? What do you know about the district? And you know what her response was? I don't know. So what do you mean you don't know? She goes, I don't know. I don't have any kids. At the time, she didn't have any. I don't know. So I was like, oh my God, you are absolutely zero help to me, sister. So I had to go and do this on my own. So first thing you do, you go to the website, you learn a lot about the district, and the district is huge compared to where I came from. So I knew that sending emails to principals probably not gonna fly, just because the volume of students, the volume of schools, just everything seems to be bigger, and the likelihood of me sending a random email, probably zil chance of getting noticed. So I had to figure out a different approach. So when I looked on the Human Resources website, I noticed that they sent staff out on these workshops, I guess, teaching workshops, to kind of recruiting workshops. So I was like, aha, that is going to be my ticket. So once I found the high school and middle school person that actually went out in the district, they went out in the state, and they went out to other states to recruit, I kept emailing the person back and forth. I was put on this person's email list. So what happened is that this person sent me a list of places that he is traveling to recruit. And one of the places was like 50 miles from where I am at the time in Maryland. So I decided to go. And it was one of the best decisions that I made, because we were emailing back and forth, and it was nice for him to put a face to the email. We talked, we chatted it up. I made sure that I was noticeable and I was memorable. And after it was over, he gave me his information. And I'm going to say a couple weeks later, I received an email, and then we had a phone conversation, and he invited me to Kentucky. So I went to Kentucky. I met with him, but it wasn't just me. It was probably 20 of us from all over, I would say United States, because I don't think anybody was there from California. But you had people from Ohio, Illinois, Kentucky. There was about 20 of us. So we went, and we spent 48 hours with these people. So they flew us in, and when I say flew us in, I paid for the ticket, but they reimbursed me very nicely. They paid for our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We literally spent 2 days with these people. They paid for the hotel. And what we did is we kind of separated ourselves into middle school and high school. I just went, and we just traveled the city, and we went to several high schools. And I went to the high school. We looked in classrooms. We met the principals. The principals told us about the district. It was really an opportunity to learn about the district from their perspective. So we did that for 2 days. And then after it was over, We all went back home to our respective places, and I'm going to say not even a month later, I received an email and then another phone call and says that they want to hire me for the district. So what I had to do, I was super excited. So what I had to do is I had to fly back to Kentucky, and I signed a contract. So the contract just meant that I have a job with the district for the upcoming school year. There was no decision on where I would be teaching, but at least I did what I set out to do, and that is get a job in the district. Have it. These are my 3 strategies for getting a job. Your first thing, these things, they have a life of their own. So my 3 strategies for getting a teaching job. If you have anything you want to add to my teaching tips, please do not hesitate to leave a comment down below. If you have something else that works for you, I want to know. People want to know, because I want you to get a job. If you believe in your heart teaching is the profession for you, I want you to fulfill your passion and dreams, and I want you to get a job. As always, people, don't forget to hit the most important button, and that is the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload videos. Until next time, people. See ya later.